Hi, Moguls. Welcome to the show. Today we have a special guest for you. We have Prashant Pandit. He's Executive Director of Universal CLC. Mr. Prashant Pandit is also on the advisory board of 10 ICOs and has successfully mobilized investments of $13.7 million in pre-ICO stages. He is also non-executive director with eCore Co., India's only publicly listed company in electronic and electrical waste recycling company. That's a long name. So let's give Prashant a warm welcome. He's a business owner, investor, and entrepreneur. We're happy to have him on our show. Prashant, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Marlene, for hosting me today. I listen to your podcast regularly, follow you regularly, and I'm sure your audience all over the globe will enjoy our conversations regarding investments.
Yes, and
Once again, thank you for hosting me.
Yes, can you tell them where you are tuning in today, all the way from India?
Yep. I'm from Mumbai. Today I'm in Mumbai, India, though we have set up in Mumbai and Dubai, but today I'm talking to you from Mumbai.
Okay, great, because I'm from Los Angeles. So, Moguls, today we're going to learn about Universal CLC business. So, Prashant, how did you start your business?
Just to give you a brief, how I started, I was born in suburb in Mumbai, which is one of the busiest cities in India, and had a humble middle class background. Did my schooling with best of my friends around, and we are still in touch on WhatsApp group. We meet regularly. We enjoy our time together. After schooling, I graduated in chemistry, did my master's in marketing, and worked for 22 years in corporate with brands like MetLife Insurance, Triumph Lingerie, VIP Luggage, Oriflame Cosmetics, Bombay Dyeing, one of the home furnishing brand in India. In fact, in the lingerie segment, India, as you know, a little bit conservative market. I was the country head for one of the lingerie brand. So that was a unique experience, which definitely I would share during the conversation. So I have never joined a competition because I always believed in joining a new industry and did a turnaround because I was always working in business development or the leadership roles. So if you join competitive brand, I felt ethically it's not right. So I always change industries, and believe me, the experience that I got in different brands was like I would have never got in one particular industry. In Triumph specifically, the German brand, I was a country head for 6 years, and during this tenure, we achieved multifold revenue with market leadership, and then that's when the entrepreneurship turn around happened, and we started our own company somewhere in 2011. Universal CLC started as an investment banking firm, and we had investors from Europe, US investing in Indian infrastructure projects, and we have successfully funded almost 42 projects till now, mostly in infrastructure space. And I have a very strong team on board with expertise of, you can say, all the domains. And we also have other domains to specify about seven multinational brands that we are distributing in India and Middle East. One of the brands, if I have to talk about, is Australian Turntable, which is world's number one turntable brand, which is used for your automobile display, revolving restaurants, and it's doing very well. The second brand that we have is ATS, Italian Super Premium Car, which is costing somewhere around $1 million.
Oh my
And
gosh. I'm Italian. I was born there. So this car costs $1 million. Moguls. Listen to Prashant. He will help you get your dream car. Oh my gosh.
and believe me, this is a super premium car with customized features, and a car which is made for one customer is not repeated for the other customer. So any proud owner of that car, we can say proudly and flaunt it, saying that I have the unique car. Nobody has something like that.
Oh my
So that's the
gosh.
uniqueness. That's the uniqueness about our brand. And apart from that, we also have some Swiss premium brands which we distribute, and we are established gold platinum traders. We buy gold from Africa miners and we trade that in Mumbai and Dubai. This is something again an interesting industry. Today the gold rates are almost at its peak, and our miners and our investors are really benefiting out of it. And I'm also active in crypto space. As you mentioned in the beginning, I have successfully funded almost 10 ICOs. One to mention about is Lamborghini. Lamborghini, as you guys know, that it's a super premium car. I'm on their advisory board, and we are launching a crypto coin for this particular brand. The project is delayed because of COVID, as you know, but in 2021, probably first half, we will launch this coin. And I'm also promoting green environment. As you know, the world is going through global warming. So, as a non-executive director with Ecorico, which is India's biggest and only public listed company in electronic and electrical waste recycle. So it's a box of everything. You know, when I started in 2011, we started only with investment banking. But since I have huge connections globally because of the experience that I had with earlier brands and LinkedIn, again, one of the platform which we use very well for networking. Today, I have connections globally all across, and you can say I have around 27,000 connections globally, which definitely helps me. And that's how I have added so many brands, so many domains, and I am able to serve to so many people together.
Oh, that is just amazing. Yeah, and so can you? Because we're most of our listeners are we have males, females. We have a lot of young future moguls and investors, and also people that are like anywhere from 30, 40, 50 to 60. What do you look for as an investor? From stock markets to startups to even crypto.
See, investors are ideally keen on two criteria: safety of his investment and return on investment. Whatever he is investing, he wants to make sure that that is going to come back to him. So he will do all possible due diligence to make sure he is investing in a safer bet. Then comes the earning on returns. So ideally, as an equity partner, every investor probably expect that he's investing in the next unicorn. Everybody wants to make millions and billions of their investment. But as you know, every project is different. Like people were investing in bitcoins. Some of you must have bought bitcoins at 250, $200 in probably 2010, 2011, and today Bitcoin is hitting almost $20,000. But it has gone through lots of ups and downs. So every project is different. Patience is the key, and you can be impulsive. Specifically, if you talk about banks, what they look at is what can go wrong, whereas an investor or a venture capitalist will look at what can go right. And that's the big difference between a bank and an investor like us. And that's why investor like us or a venture capital gets 100x returns in almost 4 out of 10 projects. So bank is a traditional way where you get specifically 3%, 4% returns every year. And then those are steady returns, and in that also you have sometimes defaults. But venture capitals takes higher risk, investor takes higher risk, and if they like the idea, the founding team, and they would jump on it. So there are lots of investment abilities that you will see all around the globe. Even in the crypto space, the mining started sometime probably in 2009, and people invested heavily in mining as well, and they have reaped a lot of benefits. That time, mining 3 to 4 bitcoins without even cards was possible. But today, the difficulties are high, and today that is out of question. You cannot really get into mining. But there are so many projects where you can still get into. There are other crypto coins probably we can invest into. So crypto is again a vast domain if I have to discuss more in detail. Along with crypto, then comes various other investment criteria. You know, as an investor, everybody will say that you need to have a right portfolio where you should have a proper investment which is stable, some investments which are risky but high returns. So it's a combination of everything, and this is known to everybody. Everybody talks about that. But finding investments with high risk and high returns is a challenging task. As I said, even venture capitalists, 4 out of 10 projects, they get 100x returns. So that means the other 6 projects, probably they don't do that well. Sometimes they get their returns the investment back. That's it. So it's a high challenging game. Investment itself is a very challenging game, and you really need to be patient. You really need to do a lot of research, due diligence, and understand what is the proposal, what is the idea, will it catch up, will it make business sense in a longer run. So if you're right, if you're smart, then yes, you are the next billionaire.
Yeah, like right now, Airbnb is about to go public, and I think they just had a valuation of $42 billion. Has there been any startups that you've invested in that you hit? And are there any startups that you're looking at right now that you're thinking that are really interesting?
In India specifically, I have to talk about in education startups, our investors have got 50x kind of returns in
Wow.
education startups. Because what is happening is obviously, India is a 1.3 billion market, 1.3 billion people, and this is probably the biggest English speaking population in the world. So, education is one domain. If you have, and another point to add, we have the youngest population globally. So it is not the aging population. So when you have a youngest population, you have the highest number, and then this is English speaking population. You can understand the combination of these three is going to give you returns on which domain? Specifically, yes, education, because everybody is going to get education. So there has been a lot of companies which have jumped into online education, offline education, universities, and new domains like oil refinery are coming up with oil refinery projects where you're talking about specialist courses on refinery, and these are doing exceedingly well. So I would say education is one domain which I found in last 8 9 months has really catched up, and and the returns are really high.
That's amazing. And you know what you said is so true, because I don't know if you know that I also have a podcast called Enchanting Book Readings, where we read books to kids, very cartoony, very fun. And it was number one in India. So India, they are reading, and their young moms and dads or kids are reading and listening to podcasts. So it's exactly what you just said. It's amazing. And a little bit about investing, it's just good common sense, knowing what's going around in your surroundings. Like, what are you using? What are you doing? Like, a lot of people didn't even think to maybe they could have invested in Clorox when the pandemic happened. Simple things that you use every single day are good investments as well. And things that you are doing, like educating your kids, using Zoom and online uh, products like Google Meet. We're on Google Meet today. So if you had invested in Amazon and Google, or one of those companies, when they were under uh, 200, you would be sitting at Amazon as over 3,000 today. Google has branched off into three, A and B, over 1,700. So yeah, you are so right on that. And I wanted to say, is there any investment plays that you did in the stocks that like you can share with us that hit really big?
See, every investment, as I said, it's not 100% foolproof game. Yes, there are investment mistakes, there are learnings which a family office, specifically we manage family office investments. So I won't say mistakes as such. Luckily, our research team has been really good, and our track record has been 100%, I would say. So we have not lost in any project our major investments. Okay. The investments that you make, we have not never lost. The principal we have never lost in any of the projects. Yes, in terms of returns, when you invest as a private equity stakeholder, probably you calculate maybe 10x, maybe 5x, and then if the project doesn't take off as it is expected. So this happened in one particular travel agency, travel industry that where our investors have invested, and the investment was to the tune of roughly $22 million,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it was a performing company, and we were looking at expansion into some other businesses in the similar industry. What happened is over a period of time it took off well, and then somehow due to competition into new domain, they were not doing as well as it was expected. So over a period of time the returns that we got was almost 1.5x. So the expectation was almost 5x or 6x when we started this project. But over a period of time, we had to correct ourselves. And so we went back and then we withdrew somewhere around, I think, in 18 months' time. And the return was 1.5x. So these kind of corrections we need to do over a period of time. And with expertise, with learning the market, this comes automatically.
Oh, that's amazing. And do you have any tips for new investors or new business people?
New business peoples, as I said again, back your idea. If you have an idea which you are convinced, bank on it and be 100% convinced that you have the project to succeed. And when you present to an investor or a board, have the same conviction. Success will definitely follow. Because what an investor looks for you in is, do you have your skin into the project? Are you convinced on the concept? Sometimes what happens is the concept is totally new. It's a new domain. Nobody has entered into it, and you are coming up with something new for the masses. But if the conviction is not there from the project owner, then the investor will be the first one to understand that. A new investor should design their portfolio. So, if you're asking from the investor point of view, with different segments, they should have an ideal mix of stable returns and risk returns. Based on appetite, they can always mix the combinations. So today, I would say we are in the right era where any new project, any new concept can be well received, can be well accepted. Even you can make an app with the minimalistic mistakes as well as investment, and still it can get maximum response from the market. So it's all about your conviction. So I would say, as a new business entrepreneur, first be 100% sure what you're doing. You're convinced that yes, it will do well, and then just throw yourself into it.
Yeah. So I love that you are doing your own, is it, would you call it crypto coin, the Lamborghini coin? So how would someone be able to go about that? You're going to be launching it next year, right?
Yes, mid-year next year sometimes. We were supposed to launch in 2020, but as you know, because of COVID, everything has taken a backseat. Our research is still team is still working on it. So we are expecting somewhere in August we'll launch it.
Okay, great. Yeah, and I don't know. This is such a fun fact. They Prashant, you distribute several fun things that I saw, and I want to tell our audience that they have. How do you say the name? You have Swiss chocolates. Can you say the name of these Swiss chocolates?
The chill is
Yes,
just blanch.
Gilles Desplants. So, oh, we're so those are some yummy during the holidays. So I highly suggest you, our moguls, to get some of these delicious Swiss chocolates. They're mouth-watering and excellent. And then also, I want because we're moguls here, and moguls. Did you
Mhm.
know that his company has the premium single malt whiskey collection starting from $15,000? Is that a bottle? And
Yeah, if you talk about the premium malt collection, yes, this is a vintage collection that we have, and the storage is normally in London and Singapore. And you talk about brands like Macallan, you talk about Glenfiddich, Drumore, all these brands are there in this vintage collection. And people normally do this purely from the investment perspective, where there is an auction happening every year in Hong Kong, Singapore, Mumbai, New York, where these bottles are auctioned. And there are certain investors who are passionate about investments in single malt and wine collection. They do participate. And the returns on an average, if I have to calculate, is anywhere between 9 to 10%, which is the trend for last 3 4 years, and it is expected to go up and up. And there are obviously, some of the investors are also avid single malt lovers, so they consume as well. So they invest partially, they consume the quality product also. So it's a combination of both. If you talk about chocolates, this is one of the best collection that globally is available, and you can see in best of the malls globally available. And this is one of the proud possessions. If you see our product portfolio, we deal only into the premium products. You talk about ATS, which is a super premium car costing around $1 million. So there is a specialist customer which we have for that. Then the next product we're talking about is turntable, which is again a very premium product. Can be used for a display of a automobile car, can be used for exhibitions, can be used for revolving restaurants, which is a concept catching up big time. You're in Europe and US, even in Asia. India today has more than 11 revolving restaurants, and we are looking forward for at least 50 in the next 1 year. Similarly, in Dubai, at this moment, there is only one revolving restaurant, but we are targeting the big time restaurants and five-star hotels. So I'm expecting this industry to grow big time.
Yeah, and so, Prashant, I know you have a busy schedule that you speak all around the world. What's next, for you coming up?
In terms of investment, if I have to say, we have shortlisted certain sectors where we want to focus: education specifically, infrastructure, pharma, and service industry. Looking at India's growth, India is looking for almost threefold, fourfold jump into the in GDP in the next 10 to 20 years. And India, if I go by the forecast from the global perspective, India will be the biggest economy probably by 2050, and it will cross China and US by that time. So the kind of investment India is doing in education, infrastructure, specifically pharma and service industry is huge. So with 1.53 billion population and largest bunch of English speaking citizen, which I discussed earlier, it's becomes a special category for an investor, and global brands are jumping onto it today. And currently our prime minister is focused on infra, adds more emphasis on renewable energy. They have installed already around 24 gigawatt in last 80 months and eyeing for 100 gigawatt in the next 3 years. Renewable energy. So it's a big jump we are talking about, and this will stop emission of carbon and coal-based energy projects, which will definitely help in global warming. In infra again, India focuses on roads, dams, ports, bridges, which is turning around big time, and you can see very high returns on this, where government stake is also involved. So there are stable projects. So if there are institutional investors who are willing to bet on it, we already have huge projects lined up for us, which are into billions of dollars, and government stakes into it. So believe me, this is going to be a big success story. The entire world will look at India as a total different country in the next 10 to 15 years, and this is the right time probably to invest.
Oh, well, Prashant, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks a lot, Marlene. I mean, it has been a pleasure to discuss with you, and I always love podcast, and it will be fun to interact with your team once again.
Yeah, and moguls, you can learn more about Prashant and his company by going to Universal CLC, which is www.universalclc.com. And Prashant, is that right? Is there any other way they can contact with you, like maybe your social handle, social, your Instagram or anything?
Yes, my website, we will give you all details: www.universalclc.com. Apart from that, I'm active on Skype. You can catch me on that Skype and Telegram. My handle is PASH30, PASH30. Or you can approach me directly on my email address, prashant at universalclc.com. I'm always available as I'm a regular speaker on various events on various topics. So you
Well, moguls, we just want to say thank Prashant. We just lost connection all the way from Mumbai, India. And we just thank you for tuning in today. Please be safe out there and happy holidays.
in investments, I'm available.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in today. We're so happy to have had Prashant on our show today and have a happy holidays. And thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Merlin. Thank you for hosting me once again.